VR support, guys. Where is the VR support? Before No Man's Sky came out, VR was a big thing. People were talking about it all the time. It's still a big thing. Sean Murray was like, yeah, we're such a small team. That always small team trope he kind of threw out there. I don't know, we're a small team, you know, blah, blah, blah. We all thought VR was going to be a thing with No Man's Sky. Why still isn't VR a thing for No Man's Sky? Probably because just how, you know, No Man's Sky quote-unquote failed. I don't think it failed, but a lot of people do, as you know. So I think they're focusing on bringing people back, like I said, to the game rather than making it VR. If they released it for VR, I would buy a VR headset instantly. I haven't bought one yet, just because I don't know if I'd have the time or the energy to really delve in it. I have tried it, and it's fantastic. VR for the PS4. I played it. A friend of mine let me borrow it. Holy hell, it's amazing. I would definitely love to play No Man's Sky in VR. But once again, it's another thing that they just don't talk about anything, so we don't know if it would actually ever be a thing. I would love it to be, but we'll have to wait and see. Seth says, if they keep at it with their updates, anything they release, I will be happy with it. I've loved their updates so far. Yeah, their updates have been fantastic, even though I haven't really delved into too much of base building or too much of the new weapon mods and things like that. When it comes to updates, I really haven't delved into anything they've added. I know about everything they added. I know about all those different things you can get now. I'm at this place where I just like exploring, and that's all I do. Seeing anything added to the game is great because that's more for me to talk about on the channel, more things as far as creativity goes, or expands the community more, brings more people, so everything's great. When it comes to updates, they've been very good with their updates so far, except for the fact that they don't talk to anybody, and the reason is because, you know, there's reasons for that, and I think I'm 100% sure why they don't do it. I know the reason behind it. They tweeted it out a long time ago, back when, you know, No Man's Sky launched, because they don't want to say what's going to be in their next update and then something go wrong and they're not have it in the update, and then basically they're back to square one where they started with the game. So they're just being silent and then surprising everybody when it comes out, which is a weird marketing strategy, but hey, I guess it works for them, question mark. I don't really know, but yeah, so, you know, anything that they release, I'll be cool with it, honestly. I've gotten to the point where I'm done trying to assume what's going to be in their updates, because every time they surprise me so far. So we'll just have to wait and see what we get this month. 100% we're getting an update this month, hopefully. I see a lot of people wanting to pilot freighters. I understand that. Pilot freighters would be cool. Once again, another lost, you know, addition to the game that I don't really use is freighters. I do buy freighters, but I buy them solely off of how they look, because they look cool, and having them warping beside you looks rad. It looks really dope. Piloting freighters and adding more purpose to a freighter would be great. Being able to upgrade your freighter, customize your freighter, customizable anything would be great. Being able to build your own ships, I saw people adding or commenting. Building your own ships would be fantastic. At least changing the color of your ship, being able to get some kind of paint or something like that. I think I talked about that in a video months ago. Also adding wear and tear on your freighter, wear and tear on your ships if you use them long enough. That was supposed to be a thing that was in, I can't remember if it was supposed to be in the base game or an update. I think it was supposed to be base game. I remember the trailer where they were talking about where wear and tear would affect your ship. I had a ship for I've had the ship that I use now for months, and there's no wear and tear on it. So that'd be cool to see. Customizing, building ships, maybe being able to go and scavenge from crash ships, being able to take parts of it to build on, like, customize and create your own ship. That would be awesome. It would make the crash ships and the wrecked ships more useful, or more, you know, have a point. I could see, you know, exploring and finding one and then, like, taking pieces from it to add to your, you know, creation that you're building at your freighter. Your freighter would be kind of like your workshop where you could build and create your own ships. Awesome idea I just had. Haven't thought about that until just now. Look how ideas happen. That would be insanely cool. I would love to have shipbuilding. What do you guys think about that? That's a little different kind of idea. Shipbuilding, I don't think I've thought about it. I think I've thought of ship customization and customization a lot, because customization is one of my favorite things in video games. And being able to like express yourself through, you know, what you create. So customization and shipbuilding, those would be fantastic. Gaming Kyubi says more fleshed out lore. Yeah, right? Lore is pretty empty at this point. The only lore there is what, finding the Atlas stations, which I have found 0, and we'll talk about that in a second. And the ruins, and you know, the different lore you can find by interacting with the little ruins that you can find, and learning the language is another way. I've done all of that. I've learned all the stories of all 3 of the races that you can learn from interacting with the ruins. I've got every single word learned. I have not gone to the Atlas stations because I will be the only person. I don't know. We'll talk about this in another video, actually. Let's just scratch this right now, and I'm going to record another video after this, and we're going to talk about that topic, because I really want to know who else is not following Atlas. Now, people want multiplayer. Multiplayer is still a thing that people want, obviously. I would actually be interested to see what they do with the multiplayer. Do I 100% want it? Not really, but we'll see what happens. If multiplayer were a thing, if there was a co-op exploration mode, I would 100% love that. That would be amazing. If there was a PvP multiplayer mode, I would be like half 50% into that. Co-op would be more my style, because once again, I explore and that's all I do. Whereas when it comes to combat, I'm not really into it. But maybe multiplayer would be how they make combat actually important or useful. So we'll see what happens. But a lot of people do want multiplayer. Obviously, I probably shouldn't have to say that. Most of you probably know the multiplayer rants we get from a lot of people. Philip Dean, man, I feel you here. He says he's like to see when you're defending a freighter and a stray shot accidentally hits that so-called freighter, you don't get the Sentinels after you. I wish there was a thing that they could build in so this doesn't happen. I don't know if there is. I mean, I'm sure there is a way. I don't know anything about game programming and things like that. But this has happened. This is another reason I don't delve into combat, because I'll be fighting like 2 stray ships that are chasing me for who knows why. Because there's some bounty for like 2 units on my head, and they're just poor as hell, and they're attacking me. I'm attacking back, trying to defend myself, who's just going to look at this cool planet because I like to explore. And then I hit a freighter, and then it's like all shit breaks loose. All these Sentinels are after me. My day is ruined. I really don't understand why that's such a problem, because it happens so much. Stray shots hitting a freighter and then Sentinels just getting sent after you. I just, you know, they need to fix that. I mean, it's hard to really think of a way to do that. I'm sure they can think of a way. Maybe they're actually working on that, but it might be such a small problem that they don't care. I don't know. But it does happen to me. It's not just you. It happens to me a lot when I delve into combat. I see people asking for my PSN on here, so I'll throw it up on screen for you. It's long, it's annoying, it's got underscores in it. I wish I could change it to like something simple like JustJarrod, because that's simple. Instead it's throne_of_chrome. Yep. Add me, I'll probably add you, you know. I've got a lot of No Man's Sky friends on there, so go ahead. Matthew Isbell says he wants more dead planets. Less populated ones, there's too much life. Now, they fixed this. See, before there was more dead planets, not as much life. But then people complained that there was not enough life, so they got bored of finding dead planets. So they added it so you would have a better chance of finding better chance of finding life-filled planets and less dead planets. I don't think they'll go back on that. But they did make it so dead planets are actually dead, so when you get there, there's no music, no nothing, which is kind of cool. But once again, once you get to a dead planet, how long do you really stay there? I mean, I see a dead planet, I look around for possible, like, really cool, barren, like, empty pictures I can take that are really, like, good for, like, computer backgrounds. I use a lot of my No Man's Sky pictures as desktop backgrounds, so when I'm taking pictures, that's kind of what I have in my mind. Or to, you know, post on Twitter, things like that. Off topic, but usually I'm there for like 5 minutes and I'm out. But dead planets are usually good for Thamium-9 or things like that, where there's like large quantities of one resource, which are cool. But I don't think they're going to change it just because they had enough complaints with there not being enough planets with life. It would make you know, life rarer and make it worth it, but to this point I think they would have to add more variation with life for it to be more rewarding. Because right now, if they just, you know, don't add more variation, but they make life rare to find, or it's going to be harder to find things we've already seen, which doesn't really make sense. So they need to add more variation before they do that. But if they did, I wouldn't mind, because having things more rare was a really cool thing when the game first came out. Just like finding Diplos right now is super hard to find. I played for almost a year before finding them myself. You can go to the Galactic Hub and just fly to a place and find it, because we have that technology now. But finding them on your own is super hard. So there are still things that are rare, and I'm sure there's still things that people haven't seen yet. As much as that sounds impossible, I'm pretty sure there's got to be something out there that no one has seen.